about 2 hours north from Seattle. We are here, we're going whale watching. It is about 55 degrees outside. It's mid-June, but you know what? That doesn't stop the whales, and we're gonna go out to find them. We're here with Blue Kingdom. We're gonna go on a 4-hour Zodiac boat excursion. So fingers crossed, we're gonna go find some whales. Let me go get a jacket too, it's cold.
Nestled in between the Cascade and Olympic mountain ranges, Blue Kingdom Whale and Wildlife Tours is an eco-tourist attraction in Northwest Washington, located in the town of Anacortes. Anacortes is just 1.5 hours north of Seattle. Upon your arrival, you'll find that there's plenty of parking. You'll go up a flight of stairs to the second floor, and that's where you're going to find the check-in area. I'm not really sure if this location has access to an elevator. Once you're checked in, you're provided a cruiser suit, which is very similar to a snowsuit. Remember I mentioned that it's already a bit chilly and we haven't even gotten onto the water yet, so don't be shy and suit up. The suit easily will slip over your exterior clothing, and if needed, a Blue Kingdom employee can help you out and tighten up your suit. These suits also come in multiple sizes, so I'm pretty sure they've got a size for you. Once you have your jumpsuit on, don't forget to get your jacket. These are definitely windbreakers, which you'll see why we need in a moment. Looks like we're going somewhere cold, right? That's because we are. The temperature was already in the low 50s, and that was before any of the wind chill was factored in or before we hit the water. And don't be shy, they give you guys a ton of supplies. Make sure you pick it up. You're gonna get hats, gloves, binoculars, etc. And here's the final look. Not gonna lie guys, I'm kind of feeling like a marine biologist. Feels like I've got the gear, like we're getting ready to go out and do some research and to watch mammal behaviors or marine life behaviors. So the excursion hasn't even started yet, and one of the coolest things is that a lot of your equipment is already provided. They provide you with binoculars, a knit hat, gloves, as well as, what else did we get? Gloves. Oh, and goggles. We have them in our bag. We don't know if we're going to use them just yet, but we might. It's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Yep, and a knit hat. So that is a super perk of going with Blue Kingdom. So let's talk about the walk to the boat as well as boat safety while boarding. We'll be getting on a Zodiac boat, which seats about 15 passengers and will hit speeds up to 55 miles an hour. As we head to the dock, it's a very short walk, but it's on a very narrow incline ramp, so be sure that you're holding on to the railing if needed and walk very slowly. Once you get to the dock, you notice that it's also a narrow walkway, so please be sure to take your time and walk in a single file line, staying close to the middle of the walkway since there's no railing, and I'm pretty sure that the water we're walking above is pretty deep. Once the captain clears you for boarding, he'll help you onto the watercraft, and this is where you'll be sat in rows with either 2 to 4 passengers, depending on the space of the row. Sean and I sat in the second row of the boat with one other passenger. You'll also notice that the row in front of you also has a seat back pocket, so if you do have any loose articles, you'll be able to secure it in this location. Now that boarding has begun, it was time for our safety briefing, time for us to put away any loose articles, put on our hats, our sunglasses, and listen to the biodiversity in the Pacific Northwest, specifically the Salish Sea. All right, our 4-hour journey has begun and we are hoping for multiple wildlife encounters. Obviously, we are here for the whales, but we'd love to see small mammals, seabirds, etc., etc., etc. We're so excited. And even though you're here for the wildlife encounters, you will not be disappointed by the just natural beauty of the Puget Sound or the Salish Sea. Those are the Cascade Mountain ranges. Okay, Sean, who was the first person to have a marine life sighting on the boat?
This guy.
It was me. It was me. And it was some small porpoises. Within 20 minutes of our eco tour, we've already come across a small pod of porpoises feeding. Guys, it was just wildlife encounter after wildlife encounter. This has just been the best first 40 minutes, I would say. Make sure that you use those binoculars. We do stay quite a distance away from the wildlife out of respect and federal law, so pull out those binoculars. All right, we got our first orca. We got the big dogs. They said there might be a family of 4. We see them out in the distance, but they're too far for my camera, but I can see them with my eyes. Oh. I'd like to introduce you guys to a small population of the resident big orcas who constantly frequent this area. This is a family of 4. We've got a juvenile male, we've got his mom, and there are actually 2 twins off in the distance that you might see pop up later. But this family of 4 have been so amazing, and they keep popping up, and we've kind of followed them for the next like 3 hours or so, and then they started feeding in high-speed chases, which was so fantastic to see in person. At first you're alone in your boat, and then all of a sudden all these other companies start coming around. Then you realize they all talk to each other because whales have been sighted. And before you know it, your 4 hours is up and it is time to head back in because it's been 4 hours and you're hungry. So let's head back to shore. One thing that I forgot to mention is that even though it is 4 hours and you are on a boat, there is a restroom on board. It is very tiny and it is below deck, so that is an option available if needed. Because we took this tour in peak season, the total per person for an adult was $139. It does get a little bit cheaper in off season. I believe it goes down to $119. And I've got to tell you, it is worth every penny. And before you know it, your 4 hours is up. You're back on land. You've got your sea legs.
I didn't realize it was 4 hours.
Did you get your sea legs, Sean?
I did.
Yeah, it's kind of wobbly. Well, we're on a pier.
It didn't
But
feel
yeah,
like 4 hours.
it didn't. It went by so fast. We had so much fun. Oh my goodness. 4 orca, tons of porpoises, tons of harbor seals, a few sea lions. Overall, 10 out of 10. This has been another Candid Cami Travels video. I hope you like what you see, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.